This conference will now be recorded.
Gregory? Go. Want me to mute it or just turn it off?
Okay, good evening, everyone. Welcome to the RMC Support Group. For
I just made you an organizer, Andre.
okay, okay. I hope everyone is doing good. Good to see everybody's face. Um, so yeah, let's get into this support group. Um, so I'm just gonna go around and see if anybody have any questions or any updates or anything you'd like to add. We're gonna start with Brian there.
Hey, how's everybody doing today?
Doing
Um,
good.
Good, good.
Nothing new to report really for me. I do have another set of scans next month, and depending on what they see, they may give me a break on my chemo. So, looking forward to that if that's possible. So,
There's nothing else you want to share that's been really great in your life, Brian?
oh, my wife and we got a house, so that's why this whole room right here is all empty.
Well, congratulations.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. Congratulations.
Thank you.
We're happy for you.
Congrats. Um, Glad you're doing well, Brian, man. I'll be in Houston in August. I'm looking forward to, finding you so we can, I can help you celebrate some more.
Just hit me up. Hit me up.
Okay. I will do. Will do. Um, Aisha, do you have anything to add or any questions or any updates for us tonight?
Uh, no questions. Just Gregory is doing better, which we're very thankful for. He has a scan on Friday, so we're gonna see. We anticipate that the scan is going to be reflective to how he's been feeling. He was not able to before. He was on oxygen. He was on a wheelchair. He was using a walker, and that's not the case any longer. He's not
Thank
on
God.
any cough medicine. He's not having any breathing treatments. No more oxygen. So
Mm,
this is a good part, a good place we're in right now. We're very thankful for that, and we think that the scans are going to reflect that as well.
Thank
But
the Lord.
him being tired and stuff is normal. Brian, I now understand what you meant by you get the chemo and a few days later is when you start feeling it, because that's what happens with Gregory. He gets it on Thursday and he got all this energy Thursday night, Friday, Saturday, but by Saturday night, Sunday, he tanks. And usually by Tuesday, he starts getting a little bit better. But when he gets that shot at the end of his third chemo, his bones and everything starts aching. So it lasts a little bit longer. It lingers. But even in that, he's much better than what he is. So we're very thankful for that.
That's good. I'm glad he's doing a lot better. Uh, we always gonna keep Gregory uplifted, saying our prayers. I know he's strong. I know he's a warrior, and when I come out there, I want to see him or whatever. We can do lunch or something like this, something like that.
We look forward to that. We
Okay.
here too in Houston.
All right. All right. Miss Dorothy, do you have anything to update or add?
Yeah, how is everybody doing? Um,
Good.
my daughter, Linda's, Amaka's work, they're establishing a scholarship in her name. So right now they're doing some sort of donation drive for it. So by August, I hope they should be done so that they will take off because normally they help some of the underprivileged kids to go to college. So her job established that scholarship in her name for her memorial. So that's what we are doing now, watching the scholarship grow. So I'm hoping by August it will really be something that they'll be able to do. So that's the only thing we are doing right now.
That's great. I'm glad y'all doing something to remember Maka. Very sweet. So looking forward to that. Do you have like the donation link?
Yeah, they do have a link. Yeah. Yeah, they have a donation link.
Can you add that to the chat window if you
Okay.
can?
Richie can help. I gave it to you, right?
Yes,
Can
let
you?
me see if I can
Yeah.
find it and add it to the link. I
Okay.
mean, add it to the chat box.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I would love to donate to that cause. Man, she truly gonna be missed, I tell you. But definitely gonna keep you uplifted and
Yeah,
hope you stay strong, for her memory.
that's what we are doing.
Um, Miss Davis, do you have anything to add to the group tonight? Any questions or updates?
Hello, everybody. This is my first time here. I'm new to all of this, and I really don't have any questions. Just here to for the support. Um, it's been kind of hard, and just trying to accept everything and figure out how to fight, and just want to be around like-minded people, or people who know what it's like to experience this. And I was diagnosed originally on January New Year's Day as having a renal mass. My kidney was taken out on February 24th, and it wasn't until after that time that I was told that it was RMC and given, the information on this cancer. And, hey, I did do some YouTube searching, of course, with the diagnosis, and ran into a video with Herman Connor and found Dr. Tamir. Um, I was sent an email to him, and he kind of got me hooked up with some doctors here at Moffitt, with the hopes of getting to MD Anderson at some point. And I just took my third treatment of chemo on Thursday as well, and so I kind of felt, the tired, having the energy the first 2 days after, and just needing to hear those type of things. So because I'm like my bones hurt, and it's just all new and not knowing what to expect, and people expecting, having different symptoms, and I commend you guys, and I just thank you for having this group. And I know at some point I'll have questions, but right now I just want to listen, and you know, if you
Well,
guys have any questions for me, you can ask me, and I'll answer.
well, we thank you and we welcome you to the RMC Support Group. Um, this is where we uplift each other. So feel free throughout the meeting or whatever, if you have any questions, feel free to add. Um, we're all connected to RMC in some way in this group. Um, and hopefully, other people can share their story, what I'm saying, with you as well. But I just want to share my story.
Yeah.
Um, I was diagnosed with RMC back in April 2019. Um, I the mass was in my right kidney. I had a right nephrectomy, and then I got started my chemo at MD Anderson in Houston. Um, so I did chemotherapy, a lot of chemotherapy regimens. scans. Did some radiation, also some immunotherapy as well. I received my first clear scan back in October 2020. Um, so I'm almost to that 3 year mark of clear scans. Right now I go back every 3 month, every no, it's 6 months now. Every 6 months um, to get a new scan and make sure everything is still good. So so far so good. So um, we keep you uplifted and hope you stay encouraged. This is something that um, definitely can be beat. I know Brian just he got his first clear scans as well. So um, definitely
Definitely.
has some success stories, and we're looking forward to hearing more about your journey and your story.
Thank you. After within 2 weeks after they took my kidney out is when I went. They said that it spread to my lungs, my stomach, some lymph nodes in this area, and some veins that go towards my liver.
Hmm.
Dr. Demir was awesome. He was just like, I can guide the doctors in Florida to treat you, and they would not email him back. And then he reached out to a Dr. Jad Shahood at Moffitt, who he trained at MD Anderson, and he was willing to follow Dr. Tanir's, um, I guess, protocol. Um, the only thing that I can say, I was led to Carissa a couple of weeks ago because I was really having a bad day. I went to Moffitt, and basically Dr. Chahoud was telling me, with no chemotherapy, he had told me that, there wasn't any chances of survival. But with chemotherapy, there was a 99.6 chance that I would still not be here. So I was really discouraged. And I saw your NCAN on Facebook, and I reached out, and I'm just like, I was waiting on the meetings, and they were canceled like two in a row. And I was like, I need to talk to somebody. So he gave me Carissa's number. And she talked to me on a Saturday for about an hour while she was doing errands. And, you know, um, I gained a lot of hope. She also gave me Cora's number, who's Herman's sister. You guys may know her, and I've been communicating with Cora, and she was just basically like, don't listen to them. There's hope. If God can do it for others, He can do it for you. Just hang in there. If you can push past the pain and everything, then there's hope. Don't allow them to break your hope. So I told her if it wasn't for her, I was probably out of there because I was like, it didn't make sense to me to take my body through that for still a 99% chance of not, making it. So it's just I've been through a lot of mixed emotions, and I can't say I'm better now. I decided to go back, so I did have that third chemo treatment, and I'll go back and I'll keep going, but I just needed to be, like I said, around somebody who to see stories, even though I know they're all not, good stories, to actually see someone versus just listening to them put numbers in my head and just giving up.
When were you diagnosed, Phoenicia?
Originally, like I said, I was diagnosed on January 1st with just a renal tumor, and then on March the 21st is when I actually went to an oncologist, and he told me that it was RMC, and that it had spread. Originally, they told me like I said, my lungs and my stomach, but recently with the same scan, they're like, oh no, we didn't tell you it was here, here, here too. So it's like every time I was going, I was coming out with more negative news, and it's just like, I didn't know where I was, but I'm just like, it is what it is. What do I need to do? And like I said, I was led to the group. But originally, I started having symptoms December of blood in the urine. I was sent home and told that it was kidney stones, and if I saw more blood, that it was more kidney stones passing. And about 2 weeks later, I saw a lot of blood and went to a different hospital. And within an hour and a half, they had done scans and admitted me and said that it was more serious. But at that point, it was like, I went to the urologist, and he said, yeah, we got a renal mass and we're gonna take the kidney out. You have a 98 point, you're gonna be fine. And then I got my hopes up for that. And then after, when I went back for my checkup, he's like, it wasn't that easy. I need you to go to the oncologist. everything just was upside down. So
Yeah. I know in my case, they passed it off as kidney stones as well. It's normally, misdiagnosed, especially in the beginning. Um, but I just say stay encouraged and stay positive. That's what I'm saying, most of the battle. You know what I'm saying? I know we had to do the chemo and the therapy and stuff, and it affects our body and what I'm saying, our energy levels. But just keep your mind positive that that you can beat this thing. You know what I'm saying? Because if Herman Connor can beat it, you know what I'm saying? Because that's the only story that I heard about when I was diagnosed. And I was like, if he can beat it, then so can I. You know what I'm saying? So I took that as
absolutely.
I took that as a testimony and motivation to, throughout my own journey. And so now I can be that light or the beacon to somebody else. You know what I'm saying? Like Brian. Now Brian has a clear skin. So, we just gonna, keep pushing forward and trying our best to stay positive and get through this together. So,
Thank you. I
any
will.
any questions or anything you have, feel free throughout the meeting to add. And we'll be happy to answer them for you. I've been on this journey. Brian has. Aisha's son is going through it now.
Yeah.
Um, Dorothy's daughter has been through it as well. Um, and Miss Richie's son um, has been through the journey. So we're all connected in some way or fashion to this crazy disease.
Yeah.
But we gonna uplift each other and see each other through this thing or whatever. So um, just stay encouraged. Stay
Yeah.
encouraged.
And Renisha, I just wanted to say I'm Aisha. I'm Gregory's mother. A lot RMC is usually misdiagnosed. RMC is usually they say it's kidney stones, and that's Gregory presented in the same way. He just literally went to the bathroom and he was urinating blood, and it was very scary. And it's always very scary, especially in the beginning. So I just want you to know, like he was told it was kidney stones. Then we wind up doing a biopsy. They just blatantly told him like in the ER, you have cancer, but it was kidney cancer. But they didn't know specifically. He got a biopsy, and then we found out by reading the report what it was. And like you, we did a search and we found Connor's story with Dr. Tanier, and we reached out to Dr. Tanier, and that's how and you doing the same thing that you've done is what I did with reaching out, and we got in contact with Richie, with ANCAN, and this community, because this is something that most people, when you hear about it, we don't know nothing about it because nobody speaks about it. And I want you to know that they may say that it's rare, but there's a lot of people who are affected by this. There's a lot of people who have experienced what you've experienced and been misdiagnosed and have not even had the opportunity to fight. So the fact that you are able to fight, Gregory's able to fight, I'm really sorry that those doctors were discouraging to you and that you went through that, because honestly, that's what you see on online. You don't see the positive, you don't see the whole, but there's living proof. Like I have never met Connor directly, but I have met Andre, I've met Brian, and they are inspirations, but they are proof. They are here. They are tangible. And hopefully you will get to MD Anderson. But I can tell you this, the fact that you have been connected to doctors there that are willing to take the direction of Dr. Tania, of Dr. Mazul, because they know what they're doing when it comes to this cancer, that's a blessing in itself. So please continue to fight. Please don't be discouraged. There are a lot of people out here who are dealing with it. I'm dealing with it. Gregory's dealing with it. It's not just you, it's your family, it's your loved ones, it's your friends. And I want you to know that this community that we have, it is family. and we've all been in different stages of this journey. And we're going to continue to be in different stages of this journey. But do not give up hope and do not let people discourage you. And it is not going to be something where you are always going to hear good news, because sometimes it's bad. And sometimes your body is taking a beating, and sometimes stuff just keeps happening. But what I have done is I've always looked to God, and I've always said that everything everything that's supposed to happen is going to happen, but I have to trust in him. And trusting in him is not just when the things are good, it is also when the things are not so good. And we started our treatment in New York. We're from New York. And Dr. Tanier told us, because he needed treatment, begin the treatment there, because that's what was most important. And that's what we did. And we were at MSK, Memorial Sloan Kettering. And when things were not doing too well there, based upon bureaucracies and doctors, it was a lot that was going on that was out of our control, out of the doctor's control. We picked up and we came to Houston, and we in Houston now. And we are going to continue to be in Houston until, well, Gregory said he's staying. So he's staying in Houston after he has his clear scans and after he is cancer free. He ain't going nowhere. He's staying here. Me, I think I might be staying here too, but I can't just say it right now. But I say that to say the fact that you have doctors that are willing to take instruction from them is great. And if you feel in any which way that they aren't, reach out, ask questions, reach out to us here, reach out to Dr. Tadir, to Dr. Mazul, because they're there for that, and they really are passionate about fighting this cancer. And their passion is not just through business hours. I'm not going to say you need to harass them all the time, but I can say that they're very passionate and they care. And you'll see that the more that you interact with them. But me and Gregory, since we've been here, we've been through a lot. And you got to celebrate the good when you have the good, but you also got to thank God for the good, but you also got to thank him for everything, because there's many people who haven't been able to even experience this. So it's a blessing. And I'm glad that you're here. I'm so glad that you found us, because I know how this community has been for me and for Gregory. So we welcome you, and I'm so thankful that you are here, and we're here. We
Thank
are
you
here
so
for you.
much. Your words mean a lot. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Thanks,
Tania.
thanks, Aisha, for those words.
Sorry, I was winded, but I'm sorry. I'm passionate, very
I
passionate.
like, hey,
It's
hey,
okay. It's
Oh,
okay.
and just
that's
to
it.
tell you, Gregory we started this in September 23rd was when he urinated. And we've been dealing with this since then. And he was diagnosed with stage 4, where it went to other parts of his body with his lymph nodes and his liver, and you know but a lot of people, usually when it gets to this point, that's where it's at, but there's still hope. So I don't want you to feel like there isn't, because there is. So please stay encouraged. Mindset is everything, and be encouraged. Okay, we're here for you though,
Okay, thank
and
you.
we're here for all of y'all.
Yeah,
Not just you, but everybody. We're here for each other.
everybody,
Yes,
everybody. Um,
everybody.
the doctors, they can only give you like a time frame. Like they gave me like 4 months. They gave me 4 months, but it's been 4 years.
Yeah,
Exactly.
they gave me 4 months, and
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
Gregory was like 4 to 6 months. Means nothing. It's been more than that.
exactly.
So
I
we
have
don't.
three grandchildren being born in September, a set of twin girls, and I already have nine, but a set of twin girls and a single girl. And the doctor just told me, if I were you, I'd just speak to them through their womb.
Stop listening to that
I
doctor.
am,
You still talking to him?
I'm, well, that's where Dr. Tanir sent me. At this point, I'm like,
Renisha, we lost you. I can't hear you. We didn't hear you.
You're on mute.
Yeah, I think you muted yourself. No, still
Okay, I
can't
can
hear
hear you now. Okay. Yeah,
you.
I'm
Now you
still
back.
there. Because as long as they're giving me what Dr. Tanier says to give me, then I'm just starting to let the other stuff just wash off because, I can't hear you, Aisha.
Aisha, you're on mute.
You're muted.
I'm sorry. I say, yeah, don't absorb what they saying. Just absorb the chemo. Put your
Yeah.
earphones in. Don't listen to that stuff because
Yeah.
don't listen to that. But yeah, if they listening to the treatment, okay. But I'm an advocate of coming to Houston. So if you can get
I
your
am.
insurance,
I've done the Dr. Tanier said I need to get Texas Medicaid. I've already done I did the application on April 11th. Um, I called them on Monday. They said that it's past my time that they were going to expedite it. So I'm calling as because I have family there, so I've used the address. I have mail coming there. As soon as I can get there to establish residency. But if I go there, then I can't get the treatment here. So it's just like tricky trying to do both of them. But I'm just waiting to be approved for the Texas Medicaid so that I can go and see Dr.
okay,
Tanier. He says
okay.
that
Well,
if I get that, he'll take care of me. He gave me a lot of
exactly.
hope. He just like, do not despair. There is hope. The same day that I got the results that it had spread, I got an email from him earlier, and then after the email from him, I got the news. So I immediately emailed him back and was like, "Well, this is what they said," and he was like, "Well, I do agree with chemotherapy, but I need to speak to them to find out which kind." And he made it personal at that point. Like, I'm not your doctor, but before you do that, I need to make sure. And that, that gave me a lot of hope. So they wouldn't answer him back. And within hours, he emailed me back and he's like, "Hey, I found a doctor at Moffitt, and I trained him at MD Anderson, and he's willing to follow, and Dr. Chahoud speaks of him, and he says he's like a big brother. He's Lebanese as well, so he said he's like a big brother to him, and that he's gonna get me there, and that Dr. Tenier is waiting on me. So um, I'm thankful.
Yeah.
I'm thankful for you all because you guys have just given me more hope than I had already. Because it was hard.
Yeah, you further along than you even think, because you already in the process of getting the insurance and getting here. So you've come a long way, and you gonna be here soon. And I'm claiming that because you will be, and then you'll be okay. You'll feel the love.
Okay,
Miss Rich
thank you.
is wonderful. You will feel the love, but you gonna get here. It's good.
All right. Pam, do you have anything to add or tell us your connection with RMC?
Um, I was diagnosed in February of this year with RMC and had spread to the lymph nodes. And I I work at a hospital and I work in a department. So when I was in, it was found incidentally. I actually never had symptoms. I had some weird thing that they did imaging and there was a mass, and they told me partial nephrectomy should cure it. I think that's what we all get, should be fine. And then when you get the biopsies back, it's already spread to the lymph nodes. It's RMC, and it's more complicated than the urologist expected. So uh, did a lot of reading. I think everyone digs into the internet when they get their diagnosis, and found, most of the studies for RMC have been done at MD Anderson. Um, and I'm a nurse practitioner, and so the physician, one of my attending physicians, actually I'm in GI, and she sent a referral to MD Anderson for me right away. And I was hooked up with Dr. Masul, and I've been blessed enough to I live in Montana, and so they've never seen this. And so I was blessed enough to, at a facility where the oncologists have just been nothing but open as far as treatment. I've had 4 cycles of chemo. Um, Recent scan, there's no evidence of disease, so it's working. And they know what they're doing at MD Anderson, they really do. And but I didn't have to go, I just go there for imaging. I didn't have to go for chemo. And I working in healthcare. I actually worked in New York as a nurse. Um, it's kind of sad that some facilities won't take the advice of people who know more because they don't sometimes they don't want to admit it. But MSK, I can see why that happened. But yeah, so treatment. I mean, it's working, and it's I had I had the tears when I heard what I had and accepted it, and but and there's hard days, and that new last shot really hurt, but it's working, and so it's encouraging.
That's that's
Nice
great
to meet you, Pam.
news.
We
Well,
tried to connect with Pam, but things just weren't working there. But we'll catch
Yeah.
you next time, Pam.
Yes.
In August, I come back. I go back in August, so we'll plan that.
Oh, Andre will be here in August. Andre, I think I'm going to be in Tennessee. And what, do you know when in August?
I'm 17th and 18th. I'll be there.
Andre, where you coming?
I'm coming on the 10th, the
Okay.
10th, the weekend. Yeah, the week. Yeah, that Thursday, Wednesday, coming that Wednesday.
Lovely.
Um, the 9th, 10th, and 11th is when I'll be there.
I'll be back on the 12th.
Okay. Nice to have you be back on the go. All right, well, we ain't going nowhere. So hopefully, if Gregory is up to it, I plan on seeing you, Pam, Audrey, Brian. We might crash your house. Yeah, all of that.
Um, well, welcome to the group, Pam. Glad your scans showing no evidence of disease. Man, this thing definitely it can be beat. Just gotta stay encouraged and stay positive. Glad you got in touch with Dr. Masal. That's my oncologist there. And it don't matter if it's Montana or when I was first diagnosed, it was Walter Reed. Ain't nobody ever hear about RMC. So um, so we just we're gonna try to get the awareness, raise the awareness. Um, what this group is about. Um, Raising awareness and supporting each other. Thank you for sharing your story. Um, Lucy, do you want to share your connection with RMC or anything you'd like to add? Any questions or updates?
I can. I'm Lucy. I'm in Kansas City. I do have a 15-year-old that's been battling RMC for a year now. It's been a year since May last year. We were blessed enough, like most of everyone, to get to MD Anderson. We have Dr. Daw that works very closely with Dr. Monsieur, I guess because he's a minor. But he's a strong little boy, and he is fighting. He is strong. He was blessed enough to finish the school year, so that was huge because they had only given him a year. Um, it was pretty advanced for him. I mean, his lungs, his liver, his lymph nodes, kidney, just pretty much very, very, very advanced. But God's been good. He's been our strength, and we are just trusting and believing. We will be back July the 17th. Um, for more imaging and hopefully, end of chemo. I had 42 weeks of chemo um, as of this past Friday. So we're truly hoping that it is done. He is tired. We are tired, but being here is truly encouraging just to know that own Andre's story, Brian's, Connor is truly names that we talk about in our home almost every day to let him know, there are people that have beaten this, and there are people that are doing well, and they're out here to encourage you. And just to hear their stories and to see them every month, to know that they are alive and doing well, to know that they also had a timeline just like you did, but they are still here. So it's been really, really encouraging to know that there are others that are fighting this and that there is hope.
Um,
I think that is great. Because I would just butt in right quick, Andre. I would like before Ronisha and Lucy get off the line, if we can get your contact information in the chat box if you don't mind. I'm
Yeah.
sorry, Andre. I didn't want
It's
to
okay.
get to the end. I have Pam.
It's okay. Thank you for sharing your story, Lucy. We're gonna keep your son lifted up in our prayers. Um,
You.
just tell him, stay encouraged, stay positive. He can definitely get through this. Um, there's nothing special about me. I just kept a positive mindset and trusted in God. I mean, so if he can do it for me, I know he can do it for any of us.
Yeah.
Uh, so yeah, that's my motto. Stay encouraged, stay positive. Um, Malik and Sam, you want to give us an update, share your story? You have any questions that you want to share with the group?
I just want to say hi, everyone. Not too much of an update, really, to be honest. I did start a new treatment recently. What was it called? Or no, or Lotinib, and it's a targeted therapy. Yeah, it's a targeted therapy. Um, hasn't been too bad considering that I was allergic to the first treatment I was on. The recovery days are usually like 3 days, so I can't complain at all. Before it was like a week before I before I felt better. Um, so things have been on the up and up in regard to how I feel and how my body feels. Um, yeah, and I've recently got off all my pain meds, so I feel more alert and together. To be honest, yeah, it feels good. It was like about like a year, including my surgery, pretty much like a year straight that I was on some like high pain meds, and it just feels really good to get off of those. Yeah, I don't really have any scans to update the group with, because I just started this new treatment recently, uh, and yeah, and haven't really been in the group in a while just because it was been a lot going on with trying to get the this new treatment because it was not approved in Canada for usage for RMC, so I had to get a compassionate in order to them to allow me to use this drug. So it's been up and down, but so far it's been so far so good on this treatment. And yeah, I've been talking. Me and Sam have been talking to Richie, and it's been pretty nice. And I know we told her the next time we join, we'll show everyone our faces. So just want to say hi to everybody. I'm Malik, and then this is Sam.
Hi.
Hey,
And Malik
Hey,
has a birthday coming up this week too, so we got lots to celebrate.
yeah, it's so good to see you guys' face. This is the first time, I think.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
Samantha and
So
I are in contact for sure.
yeah,
Yeah.
well, thank y'all for sharing your story and man, we most definitely gonna keep you uplifted. I had a question. Are your oncologists or doctors in connection with anyone at MD Anderson?
yeah. There was Dr. Masul has been back and forth multiple times with my oncologist. He's the one that's recommended pretty much all the treatments that I've been on. Um, and yeah, unfortunately, like when it shows that like the treatment's not working, we move on to the next one. Um, but Dr. Mazul has been pretty much has been giving his advice all the way through. I have been very thankful for that.
Oh yeah. I know during my journey, as soon as one cancer treatment starts working, Dr. Messiah moves on to the next one quickly, and gets the ball back rolling. So I mean, I've definitely been through several different other chemo treatments as well as radiation immunotherapy. So um, I definitely get it. I understand. Thank you for sharing. Gonna keep you uplifted. Just stay encouraged. Like,
Malik Malik and Sam are in Canada as well, so
Yeah,
I'll share that with you.
okay. What part of Canada?
we're in Ontario,
Near
Ontario.
Toronto.
near Toronto.
Mr. Runs. Okay. All
Yeah.
right. All right. Thank you for sharing. T, is there anything you want to add? Any questions you have for the group? Any updates for us?
This is my second meeting here. My nephew, I think it was about 6 years ago, was diagnosed with RMC, my adult nephew. And when we got the diagnosis of, um, so they went in to do surgery on his kidney. And when after the surgery, the doctor came to talk to us and said that his cells were sickled, and we're like, what? So then we got the diagnosis of RMC, and that that they don't see that here. So I immediately started researching it. I jumped online, and that's how I found Richie and I found Cora. And they basically held my heart. They just were able to give me the answers that I was looking for. And even if they didn't have the answers, they had the compassion and they had the experience. Um, we lost my nephew to RMC 2 months after his diagnosis. And so we all went and got tested, and I'm a trait carrier. My mother, my sister, and my two kids are carriers. And it really, now that I'm, 6 years, past that first experience, it now annoys me when a doctor will tell me, oh, well, you're just a trait carrier. You're fine. You're going to be okay. There's nothing wrong with you. And I'm like, really? You tell that to my dead nephew? It just annoys me, and it gets me so angry. Um, so that's one reason I'm here. I want to stay informed. I want to for my family's health, because we're still trait carriers. We still need to know, um, and because of the knowledge that we've gained, my kids and me, we know to stay hydrated. We know to recognize the signs of what to look for. Since my nephew went through those and had the symptoms of blood in the urine. And one thing I heard from his wife was that it smelled, and they thought maybe it was just because of the vegetables, because he started running. He was starting to start jogging, and his diet started to improve, and they thought, oh, well, we thought it was the vegetables. But I don't know, is a smell part of the symptoms, or I don't know. But um but yeah, finding Richie and meeting her and talking to her, she's just been a blessing to my family, and I will be forever grateful to all the knowledge that she has shared with us. And um, I just, thank you for being here and having this support group.
Um, thank you, T, for sharing your nephew's story and your story, and that's some of the main myths we're trying to get rid of, is that sickle cell trait is benign, and there's nothing you have to worry about. Because my brother is also a trait carrier, and my mom is a trait carrier. Um, so we're trying to raise awareness. Like I said, it's one of the things we try to do in this group, is raise awareness and make sure that people is educated, because the earlier you can recognize and the symptoms of this disease, the better chance you have to actually beat it or whatever. So um, yeah, thank you for sharing, and we're gonna do our best to raise awareness, all our communities, and hopefully everyone can get a sense of the risk factors that comes with the sickle cell trait. So thank you again for sharing. Um, Abina, 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 would you like to share your give us an update, or you have any questions to share with the group? Abina, can you hear us? You're on mute.
I think she's on mute. Oh.
Hello, everyone.
Hey, hey, how you doing? I was
I'm
just
using my
ask,
phone. I can't see nobody.
I was just asking if you had any updates for us, any questions for the group, or anything you want to add tonight.
Um, Please come again, Andre.
Hey, I was just asking if you had any questions or any updates for the group tonight that you want to share.
Okay. Um, yeah. Um, yep. Still dealing with RMC. I'm still on chemo. I was doing the Red Devil and then the Gemsa, but I think I reached the maximum levels. So right now I'm doing only Gemsa. And yeah, just hoping and praying that the scans will still be good, like the way I responded to the two chemos. Yeah.
Oh, Are your
It's been a
are
while.
your oncologists or your doctors in contact with MD? Are they still in contact with MD Anderson, Dr. Masao?
Yes, yes,
Okay,
yes. Yeah,
okay.
yeah. So
How long?
apparently Dr. Pavlos actually prescribed that I be on just the Gemsa for now. That's what the doctors told me.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
When is your next scan?
Um the next one I think will be I'm not sure yet because I just did one recently.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I did one recently and the it looks like all the other places are very stable. It's only
Mm-hmm.
the liver which is playing up.
Mm-hmm.
The ones in the liver, yes. So um I'm going to Dr. Pavlos prescribed I think a target therapy.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to have an MRI, which is scheduled for the 5th of July. And then, yeah, and then we'll take it from there. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I know in my case, I know after several rounds of chemo, once they got, I guess I had some the cancer cells in my lymph nodes. They were real. I guess they worrisome. Or so we did targeted radiation to target
Mhm.
nodes, those worrisome lymph nodes. So yeah, that's
Yeah.
definitely a possibility. So thank you for sharing your story and giving us an update
Yes.
your, on your journey. Um, Miss Ritchie, you have anything to add to the group? Any updates for us?
Just a few things. Milton is working on the different bills. We're looking at a few. One that was in particular written in Chicago and not in Chicago, I'm sorry, in California by Barbara Lee, is who sponsored the bill that actually has died. So we're just trying to strategize and reintroduce some of these bills. So we're hoping that by August we'll know what strategy we're going to take and then be able to share that with everyone. Also, we will be having the sickle cell consortium group will be having a workshop here in Houston next month. We're finally making some inroads in there, and they're allowing us to talk about sickle cell trait. It's mind-boggling to me how the sickle cell disease community is not receptive to people with sickle cell trait. And sickle cell trait is the nucleus of all these issues, but for some reason, they don't get it. So we're here, we're going to squash that myth, and we will continue to educate because that's what it's going to take energy and education to get where we need to be. And we'll join forces, get these voices, get louder, because I think each and every one of you have a pretty nice voice. So we're going to come together as one so that they'll eventually hear that sickle cell trait does deserve attention, and the only other thing I want to share, and I don't mean to put a downer on the group, but we are a family, we are open. Anna is not with us here today because she is right now in the emergency room. She hadn't been doing well for a while. Anna is the physician that lives in California. Um, there's no more treatment for her, and they're getting ready to enter her into palliative care. She's at a good place. She's accepted it. She has two young boys that she's concerned about. So she wants to go home so that she could be with her family. I just ask, would you keep her in prayer? She's strong and she's still a fighter. And I talked to her today, and she's in a good place. But I just want you to keep her lifted and her family. And that's about all.
Thank you for sharing that, Richie.
You're welcome. She wanted to be here, but she's just too weak.
We understand, but thank you for sharing. Thank you for
You're
letting
welcome.
us know.
I didn't want to be a downer, but I mean, as a family, I mean, I owe this to you guys, and she told me it was okay and to share it with you, what's going on with her. She want us to keep pushing you guys. She's in a good place. Trust me, she's accepted everything and just always positive and has just been a strong positive force. I know she and Amaka, both from in California, and they both were very strong warriors and always positive. So she know we'll keep this fight going. She want her story out there so to be able to help someone else. So just wanted to share that. Started to wait to the end. I thought Andre would make me wait until the very, very end of the meeting, but
Thanks for sharing.
you're welcome.
You know,
I
for
hope.
every person that is touched by RMC, there's just that many more people that are made aware of it. You know, I take me for example. I was clueless until Matthew got sick, and now that Matthew got sick, my whole family became aware. Then my relatives became aware, and now my friends have become aware, and I bring awareness to the doctors that I encounter, and so all of us have that same story, and you know that's a blessing right there. Not that, I mean, not that we have to. I mean, it's unfortunate that we have to even know RMC, but it's a blessing that we can all know about it and have the opportunity to pray, for one another, to lift, now I've added people to my prayer list. So yeah, thank you for sharing that with us.
You're welcome. I will keep you guys updated. The main thing is that she just want to be home with the boys, and they're beautiful kids. Mario, her husband, is very strong, very supportive. And she told me that I was like her second mom, and then I lost it. But she's very special, as everyone is. I mean, and that's one thing that I like about our group. It's small, and I think we're about the only organization that I know that able to really seriously touch lives. You have big organizations that are out there, and they say they're lobbying for this and this, but they don't have that human contact. I don't care if we don't grow as long as we're able to touch the lives, individually touch the lives and make a difference, and that's what it takes. It takes making a difference in the lives of each other and the families. And that's something that I will forever treasure. And I just know no other organization. They're out there, they want to raise money so that they can get salaries. No one is being paid in this organization. It's out of love, it's out of compassion. You know, it'll be 11 years in September that Chris passed. This was his vision, and I know he's proud. I know he's proud of what's happened. We're small, but we're global. So we're literally touching so many lives, but we still have a lot of work to do. So I appreciate each and every one of you. You all should have my number. I'm here for you. Whatever we can do to support you, we want to. And I mean that from my heart. Anytime you can feel free to open up, if it's just to listen, we're here. We have people here for you.
Thank you.
We have Clarissa that just came on, look like she's sleeping over there. What's
Hi
going on,
guys.
baby girl? You look sick. Did you have surgery?
I had like a procedure today, so I came back from
Oh,
that.
okay. Oh, okay. How are you feeling?
I feel okay.
It's okay.
Um,
Yeah.
hey, Carissa. We're just going around, getting updates from everyone and um, seeing if anyone had any questions or anything they would like to add to the group tonight. You have anything to add tonight?
Not tonight. Happy to see you guys.
Good to see you.
Hope you feel better, sweetheart. That's my
Um,
Thank
baby girl in New Jersey, you guys. Carlos is her husband who passed away. It'll be going on 3 years, Clarissa. Be three
you. Over
years
3 years now.
in April of next year.
Yeah,
Uh,
April next year. And
Carlos passed away in April of 2020 during the height of COVID, and I had met them a year prior to that, and they didn't have any family here, and I was able to go to the hospital to be with her and Carlos. I mean, they were both 30 and didn't have any family, and it was just a blessing that I was able to be there with them during Carlos' transition. And Clarissa is now a moderator for the group and is also on the board of the foundation. It's been a valuable asset to us, and we're just happy to have her.
thank
do
you.
you, I did have a question for you, Carissa.
Hmm.
Did you have an update for the event? Was it September, right?
Yeah, I still have to. I'm planning to talk to him in June just to kind of get like details and want to iron out like kind of what we want to like have there. And but I think it'd be I think it's just like a great opportunity. Yeah, just to
Oh,
get the foot in the door.
okay. All right. Keep me updated with the details of that so I can prepare.
Okay.
Um, does anyone else have anything for the group? Do we have any questions? Has anything been left
I know one thing, Andre, I forgot to mention. I think it's in August. We will be going to Nashville, Tennessee, to speak with the National Black Police Organization. That will be in August in Nashville. I hope to see Dorothy then. She'll be in Nashville at the same time.
Okay, okay. That's a awareness event.
It's there. It will be awareness, but I think they're having their regular national meeting there. And so for Ron, who's with What's the Count Foundation, they gave him 4 hour window to basically talk about sickle cell trait. So that's going to be the largest portion. You know, we have this 4 hour window on Friday to speak, and that is August the 11th.
I wish I could have attended that, but I'll be
You know,
in
you'll be
Houston.
here. You need to stay over to the 12th so we can all meet up. Have Pam to come down early. We have fun, Pam. We really do. Quite a few of them came down to the walk. I think it was Dorothy and Clarissa and Andre and Aisha was here. So we had a good time at the
Yeah,
walk.
I
So
just
next
missed that.
you
That
did.
was in March. Or was it in April?
It was March. March the
Much.
March, yeah. Yeah, you
yes.
had spoken to my friend about
Right.
that, and I had just gotten everything diagnosed, so I was
Right.
spinning
She was
still.
on top of it. She was definitely on top of
Oh, she still is. So
it. She's a sweetie. She is really a sweetie. It's great to have a friend like that. Yeah. So oh yeah,
so
we
just that, sorry, I wanted to add about her. So she came with me my first visit. And so she emailed Dr. Masil about elevation, because I lived in Albuquerque and I live in Montana. And he was, when I visited him last week, and he was like, you know what, she's very invested. So he added it to the questionnaire because she was thinking at night and then emailing him. But yeah, it's great to have these support people.
It's funny that you mentioned that because I did the Kidney Cancer Association walk on this past Wednesday, and Dr. Masal was there, and of course we walked and talked the whole time. And so yes, that questionnaire came up, and he said we've added it, and I said that's good. You need to. That's what it takes. Yeah, he's a sweet person. He really is. That's all I have, Andre.
That's all you have? Does anybody want to have anything else?
I have a question.
Okay.
So I have a question for Richie and Pam. Being that you were slash are in the you know, medical field, um, Richie, when Chris was diagnosed and Pam, when you were diagnosed, and they said the words RMC, you know, renal medullary carcinoma, were you aware of it? Had you ever heard of it?
I had already done so I had already looked up every possible kidney cancer that I could have been diagnosed with because of my I didn't have any risk factors for clear cell. Everyone hears about, clear cell. And so I had heard about it, just because I had the mass, and for 2 months I couldn't do surgery.
Wow.
I had this drug reaction. So um, and I was an almost liver failure. It was a big thing, but
Wow.
so I had 2 months to read about what could this be because it's not clear cell. And so when I came across RMC and saw trait, I knew I've known my whole life. I mean, since I was a kid, and my sister had died from sickle cell disease. So I mean, we knew about the trait and we knew about things like elevation and stuff like that. But when I saw that, no one ever mentioned that that could happen, being an active person. So, but I suspected it before the biopsies came back, but the confirmation is different.
Yeah.
Then I can tell you, Teresa, in 2011, when Chris was diagnosed with renal medullary carcinoma, I had not heard of it. For so many years, my mom is 97. She had sickle cell trait and done well. And so I knew I had it. Chris knew he had it, but we didn't know anything. We didn't know that sickle cell trait was a factor of some type cancer. We didn't know any of that. I couldn't even pronounce it, much less know anything about it. And then, of course, back then there was not really any research being done and definitely no awareness. And then the little bit that you did see on the internet, it was all just negative. Chris was told he had 3 to 4 months to live. And even at that time, there was no treatment specific for Chris. He lived 15 months. And that's why, it's nothing but God. The doctors can predict, but the Father above is who's in charge. And he know how long they'll be
Yeah.
here on earth until he's ready to call them home. You know, a lot of times they didn't know I was a nurse. I stayed undercover until I had to reveal myself because Chris would not let anyone do anything to him for him without my presence and my okay. So, that was a great 15 months. I learned my child as an adult. He passed away at 39. He still looked healthy when he passed. And he said he lived his life, and what he wanted me to do was to get the organization going. And I'm telling you, it took me out of my comfort zone. I knew absolutely nothing about a foundation. I could be an advocate because all my life I've been an advocate, whether it's for my patients that I did not know or for my family. This was something that, I could do. But running a foundation, I was clueless. But now, guess what? I got it. I
I
got
think
it.
you found your second calling.
Yeah, I guess so, because the plan that I had was to be retired and on somebody's beach or somebody's cruise line like every other month. But you know what? God had a different plan for me, and I enjoy what I do. I've met beautiful people. I have a beautiful family in this group, and I'm so connected. And the love that I have for each of you, I want you to know that I'm sincere. I don't want to bother you too much, but I do occasionally check in to see how you're doing. All you have to do is just say you're fine, or if you need anything, I am here for you. I love you guys.
We love you.
Thank you.
Love you too.
It's good to be loved.
You're
It
easy
is.
to love.
I love hugs. Oh, well, it's been a great meeting, a really great meeting. Sorry to just end it the way we did, but just please, you guys, stay prayed up, remain hopeful and full of faith. You know, God has things in store, and He's going to take care of you. We have so many treatment modalities out there now. That I'm very, very hopeful, and I know things will look up for each and every one of you. Every time that I hear we have a clear scan going on, I rejoice. You will swear it was me. I'm
Hmm.
happy for you. And those of us that have lost our loved ones, their legacy continues to live through us as we continue to reach out to others. So their dying was not in vain. We learn. They will forever be here with us. Positive words, Andre.
All right. All hearts and minds cold, like the good Reverend would say. Um, thank y'all for showing up to the meeting and giving us updates and sharing some encouraging words. Hopefully that each one of us can be a beacon of light to each other and help us along the way. Um, Even though we may lose some of our loved ones, we're gonna continue their legacy as if they was here. We're gonna continue to raise awareness and continue to spread the love until RMC is done for good, and we can all rejoice and hop on a cruise line with Richie.
All right, I'm leaving in
As
August.
long as Dr. Tennille Mazal is there.
I'm leaving in August, but I can go anytime. Just let me know.
Oh,
All right, you guys, it's
um,
been great. Now, one thing that Dr. Masal did promise us, you guys, that by 2040, RAMC will be completely eradicated. And
Okay.
Oh,
then
hallelujah.
Edward was down here for his scans. He's doing fairly well. He has to be. He's in Vegas at the poker table. So I told him, don't come back without winning some money. So, all right, you
that's
guys.
why it was not on the.
That's why Edward is not on the call.
That's
I'm
why
thinking
he
he's
ain't
not
going.
feeling good, but
Mhm.
Edward is in Vegas living it up. So,
I hear
you know,
that.
Hey,
that's
enjoy your
something
life.
that we're really pushing for. We do have to take a trip. It may not be on a cruise. You may feel more comfortable being somewhere, and we can have like a small reunion or something. All
All
right,
right.
you guys have a good
Okay.
night.
Have a good
Thank you,
night.
guys. Good night.
Thank you.
Everyone.
Thank you
Good
guys.
night.
Good night.
Good night.
Thank you.
Bye.
Hi, everybody.